Good evening, Southwest New Brunswick. This is NewsBreak26. I'm Vicki Hogarth. Here's what's happening in our part of the world. Thousands of visitors and locals alike gathered in St. Andrews over the long weekend to celebrate Canada's 152nd birthday. Spectators lined the busy front street to watch the parade make its way from Indian Point all the way through the downtown core.
I just think it's the nature of our town. It has a reputation for having a great celebration, and I think more and more people are coming from further away to be here.
St. Andrews Mayor Doug Naish and MP Karen Ludwig both participated in the annual parade. Ludwig's float once again featured a replica of the Parliament buildings in Ottawa that was made right here in Charlotte County by students from St. Stephen High School. Dialogue NB's We All Belong campaign brought home what it means to be Canadian by representing all of the nationalities living right here in Charlotte County.
I really like the fact that there's a lot of people walking in the streets, and I like the old cars and fancy cars.
After the parade, crowds were treated to a performance in the streets by the Simons Lions Caledonian Pipe Band, as well as a Canada Day birthday cake provided by the Algonquin Resort.
This year we kind of did a little bit of a flag waving in the wind for the cake, and I think it's a good representation of our flag still being up and still being just very proud and large and out there for the world.
Canada Day festivities continued over at Kingsbrae Garden, where the late World War II veteran Jim Stewart was remembered with a special memorial tribute. Later on, Canadian music legend Jimmy Rankin played for a full house at the Cura Amphitheatre. Over on Campobello Island, locals had a lot to celebrate this Canada Day week, including the recent launch of a long-awaited ferry that reconnects them to the rest of Canada. CHCO's Tanner Rich has more.
The Campobello ferry began making runs recently for the first time in nearly 2 years. After the previous ferry barge sank, Campobello was without a direct link to its own country as the new barge was being built on Deer Island by East Coast Ferries Limited. The new ferry, Hopper 3, has been long awaited and was a tedious process to get in the water for both the company and residents on both islands. Businesses which relied on tourism greatly suffered. East Coast Ferries owner and operator Stan Lord said they might like to run a ferry every half hour in the future with the company's second boat, as the ferry currently lands on Campobello every hour on the hour. The Hopper 3 can hold 12 half-tons, which equals out to about 15 cars. Toll rates and the schedule can be found at eastcoastferrieslimited.com. Tanner Rich, NewsBreak26, Deer Island.
Thanks, Tanner. We look forward to making the crossing. Finally, for nearly a decade, the Andrew Bartlett Memorial Golf Tournament and Silent Auction at the Algonquin Golf Course has become an important event for all of Charlotte County, one that pays tribute to a special young man from our area gone too soon.
Cindy lost her son, it'll be 10 years ago.
Yeah,
now.
10 in October.
And so he worked at the Algonquin during his school years, like through the summer. And of course, Cindy and I both worked at the Algonquin. And the year after Andrew passed, the golf pro came to Cindy and said that the staff were also having a hard time with his loss, and they wanted to do something to honor him and his memory. So they did a memorial golf tournament in Andrew's honor.
The long list of sponsors is proof of both what a beloved citizen Andrew Bartlett was and what a compassionate community we live in. Every year, even those not participating in the tournament are welcome to come out for the silent auction, which features everything from gift certificates to hotel packages. Half of the funds raised at the July 6th event go towards the Andrew Bartlett Memorial Scholarship Fund. The other half is designated to a youth sport in the area. This year, curling, in memory of Andrew Bartlett's love of sports.
You know, we're pleased to see that it's, it's going around. It's coming, and Andrew's name is living on through these organizations.
That's all the news I have for you. For more stories and online exclusives, follow us on Facebook at CHCO.TV.
A news and public affairs production of CHCO-Tv, New Brunswick's only source for independent community television.